Barstool Idol. A bunch of people audition in front of us. Throw it over to the judges. 2 thumbs up or more, you get invited back. Less than 2 thumbs up. See you later.
We got a greased up Glenny ball.
The last person touching Glenny wins the
Hey,
meeting.
that's one.
And that's cream pie.
Cream pie!
Swallow now. She's not gonna swallow, but you are. Give a nerd a swirly. Mystery funnel.
All right, welcome back. Season 2 of Barstool Idol, the best talent show on the internet. This year, it's presented by Lisa Mattresses. Mattresses. The winner of this year's Idol will get a free Lisa mattress. Better than a job here. Everyone else, go to lisa.com/idol for $160 off. That's the biggest discount they've ever offered, and it's only good for today because it's going down tomorrow. So that's lisa.com/idol for $160 off. All right, let's get into it. All right, we got last year's winner. Francis is here. Congrats. Francis kind of shows how big this show can be for you. He's one of our top content guys now after winning by faking cancer. So he's that was good. So if you can, if you fake an illness, you get a leg up on everyone else. We've got 32 contestants coming in. Last year we only had about 20, so we've got 3 days of tryouts. There's 10 today. We'll have 11 next week and 11 the week after that. All right, let's meet the judges. First episode we got Kevin, KFC. Original Barstool, New York guy, along with myself. How you feeling, Kevin?
Thank you.
How you feeling? Excited?
I am. I was sitting in this seat last year when I was judging this guy. I'm excited to. It's gonna be different this year. I feel like everyone's gonna be going the stand-up route, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got a lot of stand-up comedians here. Middle judge Francis, last year's winner. Like I said, what do you expect to see this year? Do you think anyone will be able to top you?
I think the vast majority of these people are way more accomplished than I was.
Oh, really?
I'm not even kidding you. Like, you know me, I'm not humble. Like,
Certainly not.
You're fake humble like this.
What's that?
You're fake humble like
No,
this.
I looked at a bunch of these applications and I was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Are you threatened that like the new Idol winner is just gonna
no,
basically
because
cuck you?
I think there's a huge difference between being good at stand-up and being good at this job.
It's true.
So just
Very
because
true.
you win doesn't mean that you're gonna, be good here. But
All right. Our third judge needs no introduction. Dave, what do you think about the Francis hire? Do you think that worked out well? And do you think we'll get another Francis this year?
Yeah, clearly worked out well. He's fit in really well over time now here, and I think he's one of the guys. So that's probably why we're doing this again, because we got a great hire out of it. It's good content, so hopefully you find somebody else that is really good. Now, I hate stand-up, so that doesn't bode well for the fact of what we're going to sit here for. But as we said last time we
You
did
hate
this.
stand-up because you can't do stand-up. You don't hate stand-up.
No, I do, unless you're like Chris Rock.
Well, yeah,
I don't find it funny.
the same conversation happened a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so it's very hard to impress me with stand-up. Francis did well during Idol Week, I thought, the videos. But this is one of those things. It's like we bust balls. I feel bad for a lot of these. It's hard, and not everyone can go through. And it's like they come in, and it's a hard thing to do in front of this crowd to do stand-up and probably get no laughs in here. You're just not funny. This isn't for you.
Well, the thing that he did right away, I don't think his first set killed, but he was very calm where everyone else was shaking. So I think even if you're not funny, you can kind of show.
And I guess we have this I don't know. We changed it. We're watching videos, so maybe that'll help. It's confusing me because I keep thinking I'm gonna see us a live feed, but whatever. That's a production issue.
Francis, how hard are you after the compliments by Dave?
Somewhat
Yeah.
hard.
I mean, that was obvious. Francis has had a very good year, and so just to remind people,
It's nice to hear it out loud.
Listen.
Dave doesn't give out pats on the back.
If
it's
I'm
very
not
nice.
saying you're doing bad, you're doing good.
No news is good news.
It's like a military father,
It is.
But it's
So you wanna
not
see it.
only the
Belichickian.
mattress, the Lisa. The winner of this will get a guaranteed 6-month, I believe is what we did, so a 6-month contract. Francis, we re-upped and locked him up right away. We just don't want someone who sucks here forever. But yeah, so it's a
that
big
never
deal. It can be like a career-changing thing or a life-changing thing. So it's a big deal.
And let's not forget, Donnie came in, did this also a year and a half ago, and was also signed. So, just because you don't win doesn't mean it's not going to open doors for you.
That's true, but you do want to win.
You do.
That's the point.
The match.
Mattress.
Yeah.
Really big.
Yeah, so like Dave said, the winner gets a 6-month contract here to try and earn your spot for a permanent spot. When we throw it to the judges, they'll each give their opinions, give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. 2 thumbs up gets you through to the next round, kind of like a Hollywood Week type thing like we did last year. And that's it. All right, so we can get into it with the first contestant. First up is Tommy O'Regan. I know this guy. You might recognize him from the Francis Variety Show. Francis is personally worried about him because he says he's more talented than he is.
I mean, there's the first guy's just your buddy, who's already kind of
already
so
Do you know how
he's
many
already
times
one thumb
I
up, I guess.
I've got 3 people in here that says friends with Francis. Stand-up comedian, voted best newcomer at the Manhattan Comedy Festival. Francis's friend, Tommy. Come on up.
We're here with the first contestant on Barstool Idol, Tommy O'Regan.
That's my name.
Yo, not to put you on the bestiality spot, but what 2 animals would you like to see fuck?
Lion and otter.
Wait, 2 different animals? I just meant within the same
No, yeah,
species.
yeah, weird with it.
A lion and an otter?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So who's fucking who? The lion's fucking the otter?
The bottom.
Really? So an otter's just on top of a lion,
Yeah.
just
You never
plowing
seen
it?
it before?
No, I haven't. Now I'm picturing it.
Haven't delved into the depths of you porn.
Yeah, what are you trying to accomplish today, dude?
Trying to get a job, boys. Trying to get a job.
All right, get out there and get him, pal.
You got it, Doc.
Get out there and get him. Hey, Tommy.
All right. How's it going, gang? So I'm a single man in the real world, which means every sexual experience is to be cherished. I was with a woman recently. We were making out, some foreplay, because I'm a gentleman, right? And then she looked at me, she asked me if it was okay if we could have sex, which was a complete waste of breath. It's like you don't need to ask men. Men don't turn down sex. Like if a woman says no, it means no. And if a man says no, it means he misheard you. You gotta double check, articulate. Weather's getting nicer, huh? A lot of people are out golfing. I don't like golf, but I'll go golfing. Like sometimes my friends are like, hey man, you wanna go golfing? I'm like, no, but I like drinking and driving, so yeah, I'll come. Like that's golf for me. It's just drinking and driving, and then every couple minutes, just fuck, and then more drinking and driving. That's not a sport for me. Just cursing and ruining grass. It's not a sport for me. Golf's a ridiculous sport, though. Like, it's been so normalized, we don't really realize how crazy. Like, mini golf, that's a reasonable sport, right? If mini golf was invented before regular golf, people wouldn't play golf. It would seem insane. Like, if those were proposed at the same meeting, right? Like, the mini golf guy stood up. He was like, all right, so I got an idea for this game. We're going to hit a ball into a hole. It's going to be 18 holes. It's going to take about an hour. You can wear whatever you want, and we'll get some ice cream after. Everyone would be like, I like that. It sounds like a good idea. Then imagine if a different guy got up, and he was like, you know what? I like it. I like the concept, but it's a little too convenient. Like I was thinking maybe it'd be fun if we made every hole 400 yards longer, right? It'll last 5 hours, and we have to whisper. We'll add a bunch of lakes, so we lose all our balls. And you have to dress like an Easter egg. I like that version. Anyone else? Everyone be like, yeah, no, we'll meet you out there. What the fuck? Greg is not handling this divorce very well. I like golf. I like going to sporting events. I'm thinking about starting to wear headphones to hockey and basketball games because I can no longer listen to middle-aged men scream at professional athletes telling them what to do. You ever sit next to these guys who think they're like freelance volunteer assistant coaches? You ever sit next to the shoot it guy? Shoot it! Shoot it! You're horrible! These are like plumbers and real estate agents who think that Kyrie Irving needs their advice on when to shoot it back. I don't yell at professional athletes because it's stupid. And it's also very rude. It's so inappropriate. Like, sports are still a profession, right? Like, you wouldn't yell at someone like that in any other profession because they're not performing to your like. Like, if you're at a restaurant and your food was taking a while to come out, you wouldn't run in the kitchen and be like, cook it! You suck! This Olive Garden should trade you. It'd be so inappropriate. All right, the stand-up portion has ended. So my name's Tommy, originally from Boston. Been a fan, Barstool my whole life. Like Keith said, I've been doing the Variety Hour with Francis. I've been co-writing and acting in that. Gonna keep doing that the next series of episodes too. I like blogging. I can blog. I've had my own website. I used to work writing with Riggs on his old website before he came to Barstool.
Riggs had a... You had a website?
It's true.
This is an inside job, this whole thing.
What website did you have, Riggs?
The one I sent you, you hired me.
What is it? What was the website called?
Sammy-Riggs.com.
Sammy Rig. Oh wait, so wait. It was a submission to get hired for Barstool, or you just had your own site?
Are you a Harvard guy?
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Just what we need.
More Harvard.
So anyways, but yeah, in terms of the content, I love sports. Been playing sports my whole life. I played hockey in college, so I'm a big, that's my expertise.
It's not me.
So that's kind of my expertise of knowledge with regard to sports. I have a lot of friends that I've played with and against in college who are like in the NHL now, so I'd like to utilize those connections, help out with all stuff hockey related, like interviews, blogs, podcasts, go to events, do all that kind of stuff. And then I'd like to do other comedy videos, like on top of the Variety Hour on my own. I have a bunch of ideas. One of my favorites I'll pitch is, I don't know if there's this app called Fever. Basically generates a list of activities and events that happen in New York. And some of them are pretty common, like parties, concerts, stuff like that. But then there's some more like random, obscure events that go on, like that I think would be a good opportunity to take advantage of. One of them, like for example, some of the stuff I saw in there, one of them there's like an open mic once a month that's exclusively for erotica, which would be funny to go videotape, write something, go film that. There was like a Beyonce dance choreography class. That'd be funny to go do. There's like a scavenger hunt in Central Park Zoo. There's all these like random events going on that no one really knows about. So I'd love to do like a video series on those as well. I think that'd be funny. And that's it. Thank you.
All right, let's throw it over to the judges.
Is that a video too that we watch, or is that something else?
Oh yeah, we're throwing it as a video. That's my bad.
I mean, we're going to be here for 5 hours, by the way, if everybody...
Tommy! Do one of these. Raise your right arm.
The right arm raise? An RAR?
You got way better extension than I do.
I know.
How long have you been jumpsuiting?
How long I've been jumping? I've been jumping probably 3 months.
Wow.
Since I've been doing it longer, I should have the better suit. That makes sense, doesn't it?
You do have a better suit.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Why is
It's
yours
better
better than mine?
because I've been doing it longer.
But I organized this. This was my idea.
I have the better suit.
I want to swap suits now.
I want the better suit. Logically, I want the better suit. It's already on my body.
God damn it.
It's already on my body. We're not going to switch
suit
suits in the middle of a
sucks.
park. We're not going to switch suits.
I think barely, I can't
middle
even
of
get
a
my
park.
hand overhead. It's just about as far as it goes.
We're in the middle of a...
All right, no videos.
Well, I'm just trying to keep it. We'll be here for like 2 days.
I agree.
All right, thanks, Tommy. Kevin, what did you think? Tommy O'Regan.
We're starting off with obviously the comedy, stand-up comedy here. I don't know. It's a tough spot to be first. I'm going to try to set the bar pretty high. I think we already got a Harvard guy who does golf and a Harvard guy who does hockey and all that. So I don't know if there's enough really differentiating right there. So I'm going to be a little bit harsh and just set the tone and start off with a thumbs down. Sorry.
Well, thumbs down. So we need 2 thumbs up here for Tommy to go.
Plus, I also feel like he kind of came in with a little bit of a leg up, so I'm trying to even it out for everyone else who didn't quite have a leg up to start.
Fair. I think the reality is at Barstool now, this is like the only way that someone can get a job here. I have sent you his blogs countless times and asked you to read them, and you never did.
For sure not.
And Tommy, I had always thought would be a fantastic fit here, and I basically said he didn't want to come in and do this because he felt like he did have an unfair advantage and that he had already been working here. And I said, dude, I honestly think this is the only way you could ever get a job here. And he said, fine, okay, I'll come in and do it. I know you, I know your stand-up, I know you're hysterical, and I know you're a very good writer. So to me, it's a no-brainer, absolutely yes.
That's weird that you didn't want to do it. Why didn't you want to do it?
No, I did want to do it. I felt, I guess I just felt uncomfortable. Just the situation of, it was more like a me feeling awkward about it type thing. It wasn't like a, It wasn't me, thinking,
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 Harvard guys. They're both good. Well, no, we've had 3. Zolo.
We don't count.
Well, he went. But yeah, I mean, it seems obviously the Francis stuff you're helping with, he has mentioned it. So it's a no-brainer for me, to see what you can kind of do on your own and pay attention. The ideas you mentioned, but yeah, no-brainer, yes, to see what you can do during the week on your own. And I think it's good. He's right. Like, this will be the format of just seeing what you do on your own outside of Francis and creating your own funny stuff. So it's a no-brainer, yes.
All right, Tommy's through. That's 2 thumbs up.
Thanks a lot. Kevin hit me with an early no, just to kind of level the playing field, and I understand that, which is why I kind of feel awkward, originally coming in and doing it, but like Francis said. But no, it was good to hear. It was good to see that Dave was so positive about it, and kind of felt like he was on my side big time, which was cool.
Contestant number 2, next up, we have Willie Gevertz. He travels and lives all over the world, currently in Budapest, so it looks like a Donnie Does Part 2. He runs a blog and he vlogs his life from Europe. Willie Gevertz.
What do you bring to the table that everyone else doesn't?
Puppetry, for one.
Oh, yeah? What kind?
The basic kinds.
We're looking for another white guy.
Yeah, I know, I heard. How's it going? Nice to see everyone. Like Keith said, I'm 26 years old. I live in Europe, currently in New York, but between Budapest and New York at the moment. I'm a poet. It's my main thing. I'm an artist, puppeter.
Come on.
Do you know where you are right now?
That's not the right word. It's a
Puppeteer, yeah.
No, I'm not that good at it, but that's like.
He hasn't earned the second E yet,
I do a lot of creative stuff. I'm a little bit of a hardo, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, it's what I do and it's what I love. So I was thinking, how am I going to show this to you guys? Puppetry, photography, that's another thing, photography. And I pretty much landed on the most hardo thing I could imagine, which is to explain the 4 tattoos that I have and tell a little story about them. So to start with, we've got this one right here. It's You'll Never Walk Alone. It's my team, Liverpool. You'll Never Walk Alone is the anthem. And it's really, You'll Never Walk Alone, the song in and of itself is a beautiful, beautiful song. It's when you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. And it's been a very, very important song to me throughout my whole life. My dad, unfortunately, passed away when I was 6. Brother was 4. Other brother was 2 months old. And my mom, she raised all of us. And no matter where I've been in the world, because I've lived a lot of places, London, Bosnia, Australia, Cape Town, South Africa, and Budapest. That's just in the past 5 years. I've always had people watching out for me. So that tattoo, that's the most emotional one. The rest of them I think are kind of funny. But that's a very, very important part of my life. Secondly, got this one when I was living in South Africa. It says, have a go. I worked there down for a year doing HIV prevention, but I also played for a soccer team down there. It's called Camps Bay FC. And it was really more of a drinking team with a soccer habit, to tell you the truth. But after the games, we would get absolutely pissed. And there's this little short kid, Dylan Moore. He used to come up to all of us and be like, let's have a go, man. Let's have a fucking go. And at first, it was sort of like a thing to make fun of him, like, have a go, whatever. But then eventually, it sort of just like took over my mind. It's like, yeah, have a go. Have a little bit of a go. Do things. Try stuff. So I'm back home. I'm waiting tables. And that's when I found my puppets in the basement. Getting high at night after the shift, making Snapchats. And like people were liking them. And I never did it for any sort of publicity or anything. It was just for my friends. But once I got that first bite of creativity and that first bite of, yo, you can be kind of funny online, I just absolutely ran with it.
How did you not bring your puppets?
Well, I brought 2 of them, but I left them downstairs. They sometimes talk to me. I don't want to be distracted. But the puppetry, honestly, it's more of like, that's my old thing, and I really enjoy doing it. It's funny. But going through, I just wanted to try different things, and I tried poetry, and I liked it. And I tried photography, and I liked it. And then Instagram, every day, making a poem, making a post, doing photography, doing real creative stuff. And it took me somehow all the way to Budapest. I was in between in London for a year, getting my master's degree in political science. And then old Donnie Boy got elected, and I was just like, yo, I don't want to go into politics. That's not what I'm about. I like making fun of politics. I like making fun of politicians, but I'm not a political guy. I just want to have a go and do stuff. So over the year, I just was making more and more videos. The penguin, that's the third tattoo. I got it when I was in Spain, and there was like this penguin that we found in the middle of the street with my friend Raul Carrascoscas, and we were at this festival of fire, and basically we just burned the penguin, got the tattoo together, and that became sort of the lunatic side of my personality. It's just
You
the
burned
penguin.
a live penguin?
No. It's a big stuffed animal like Madagascar. At the end of the week, they have like a, no.
We're about to call the fucking police.
I actually, since I got the
guy up.
tattoo, like penguins.
He didn't clarify that.
I love
right?
penguins.
Right.
I love penguins.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good.
long story short, I spent the past year of my life making videos, doing poetry, writing. I'm writing a book, all this crazy stuff. I don't even know why. It's a little bit disturbing, to be honest with you. But I basically like learned how to broadcast my life on video, and it's been really enjoyable. Which leads me to today. I heard about the Barstool Idol competition, and I was in Poland in January at the World Cup of ski flying. And I'm sorry to say this, but I emailed them ahead of time and I said, hey, I work for Barstool Sports, can I get a press credential? And they gave it to me. I didn't use you guys in any other way besides that. I just really wanted to go to the ski tournament. So I made this video, and I knew somewhere down the line, Barstool would come calling. And then I sent that in, I got this audition, which takes us to tattoo number 4. I just got this yesterday.
How long is this ski flying video?
8 minutes.
We have 43 seconds of it.
Okay.
It's,
I feel like we should watch that.
Yeah,
pirate
for sure.
ship. So I got this pirate ship yesterday by a guy named Simone. He's from Italia, and it was in the East Village. And honestly, this is the only chance I get to say this. You guys, as an artist, have been my #1 artistic
So
inspiration.
you got that tattoo because of Barstool?
I got it tattooed for a few reasons, but through the process of coming back here to New York and like honestly getting back in touch with my roots, getting back in touch with my family, getting back in touch with really, I put the past 2 months of my life have been like centered around preparing for this 5-minute skit. And yesterday I was just like, you know what, like the pirate ship, that's really what have a go, what I'm saying to you, that's you guys. That's what was inspired by you guys, is having a go, trying things, being like an idiot. I was an athlete my whole life, and last year I just decided to become a poet. And you know, being the harder that I am, I couldn't just write a few poems. I had to like move to Budapest and dedicate my life to it. But long story short, I just want to be creative at Barstool. I've never applied for a job before. I have a master's degree. This is my first job interview. This is the only job that I've ever wanted in my entire life. And yeah, I hope it goes well. In terms of what I can offer going forward, I see my role in the pirate ship potentially being as an international sort of flag bearer for Barstool and planting the flag overseas. I've lived in Australia, Cape Town, and England, and the common man exists over there. It's not just in America. And people, they have this misunderstanding, oh, over in Europe, they think Americans are bad. It couldn't be further from the truth. Things like Barstool, they have amazing salience and they have amazing weight with like a European audience, with a South African audience. I know because I've converted people over to Barstool already, and people love it. And I think, you know, Donnie, what he does is amazing. He's far more talented than I am. But the difference between a place like Southeast Asia and South Africa is that you can make content there and you can also get consumers. On the other side of things, I realized that I want to be closer to family. Like I know what I said, like my mom, you know, took care of us from an early age, and I want to be there for her going forward. So I've set up this thing right now where I'm living in Budapest for 3 months, New York for 3 months, and that's how the rest of the year is going to go. Going forward, I would like to keep that going in some capacity, but I want to be back in New York. And you know, I can offer a lot of things. One thing that I would really be interested in is ghostwriting the Barstool story. And also, I think something that could be good for the blog is a lot of the big-time bloggers that have gone for radio and have gone for video. I think having a ghostwriter in like a Players Tribune sort of way and allowing them to still share their thoughts through the blog could really enrich things and enhance things. And that's sort of where I see myself fitting in. And then, you know, I do lunatic shit all the time, breaking into ski tournaments, playing with puppets, so really whatever.
Let's watch this video.
Let's start to the video. Real quick video.
Good morning, folks. We are currently en route to the media event for the Polish Ski Jumping World Cup.
The town of Zakopane has once again come alive for its annual celebration of what is possible. We're in the practice round, like the event has hardly started. It is pandemonium here.
I have no idea, but I think we should watch. I think we just did it. I just wonder what exactly it is that I'm doing. I mean, really.
All right, we got the press pass.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I love it.
It's a weird clip.
Kevin, what did you think of Willie? Do you think we have too many poets and puppeteers here already?
Puppeteers, not puppeteers.
Sorry.
You seem like a really thoughtful dude. Sounds like you got quite an interesting life story. But I didn't really laugh. I didn't really, you told me what you wanted to do and how into it you are, but I didn't really see anything that was actually anything we could put on the site or put out there as far as Barstool. So I didn't really get any vibe from you, or I see anything from you there that actually tells me you would really be able to succeed here. So I'm gonna go with thumbs down.
Francis, this seems like a guy you'd be like best friends with.
Willie, I actually have seen that video. I think, did you tweet it or email it or something like that?
I just sent it as my application.
Okay, so I've seen that whole video, and it's kind of a lot of what we just saw at the end, which was like you being like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Mm-hmm. And I think what you see with Donnie is how much he interacts with his environment and the people, and he has like ideas and missions effectively. I found a lot of the stuff you said to be reflective of that mind, that nebulous kind of like, you're not really sure how it would fit in. You mentioned being a hardo, and then you say you're a poet. Those two things don't really seem like that possible to me.
Sorry, just one thing about the videos is really what I've done is I've made a my story about my life on Instagram, like a 4-minute long my story every day for the past like year or so. And that's really, I was there in Poland, and I had 3 different cameras. I was doing all this sort of crazy stuff, and it was like, it's sort of hard to produce and put together. And I think the full video like is a little bit more reflective of sort of the process, and it was really just like but I knew after that, like I was like a my story specific type of guy, and that was really where I flourished, and that's where I can show off my humor, and that's like one of my main artistic things is that my story specific thing. So I have a lot of those videos. Unfortunately, they disappear after 24 hours, so it's a little bit like kicking yourself in the
Yeah, so to me, like you're talking about your own personal social media, and I think we're obviously looking for somebody that can add a lot to this company. Honestly, I would so much rather have seen the puppet show, or I don't know, any of these other skills. So unfortunately, it's a no from me.
So my vote doesn't matter. The only thing I'd say, and I've said this a lot, like we're always looking for talent. So this is a specific contest that we're doing where people come back and will compete for the spot. But if you are making other videos that are funny and still want this, keep doing it and send it. Like this isn't the only way to get in the door. Like this is a great introduction. We know who you are now. So if you're making these videos, send them. I would agree with kind of what Francis said and what Kevin said. I mean, it's clear you want the job and very interested, but everybody here hopefully wants that. So it's just we got to see, all right, how would this translate, especially to a degree what Francis said, like the my story and following you. Nobody who watches on our end is going to have any clue who you are. Yeah. So it's like it's got to be something that's like instantly wide appeal.
People aren't going to care about your personal story until they know who you are, and you got to get to that.
I think honestly, something I've done over the years of doing this is like really, like you look at the audience that watches me, and it's, I don't know, 9,000 Instagram followers. It's nothing much, but it's people from Brazil, it's people from England, it's like 13-year-old kids from the Netherlands. And I just like sort of share my emotions, which is why, honestly, I regret this performance a little bit. I was way too serious. I thought, to be honest, like coming out here and being serious and being like, yeah, I want to be the artist in residence in Barstool, and you guys like are literally like an artistic muse to me in a disturbing way. I've been watching the site since 2010. And I followed your story, and like what I said is true. Like you are the #1 inspiration in my entire life in terms of from a creative standpoint.
Should have gone and tattoo my face.
Well, that's why I got the tattoo. Is the 2 puppets that I have. There's a Viking named Harold and a pirate named Percy. I'm like in the middle of a 40,000-page manuscript about the puppets traveling the world. So I was hoping if this didn't work out, I honestly thought no way in the world I was gonna fail here, which is unfortunate. But
it's a good attitude to have.
Yeah, it is.
And again, I don't want to try, but it's not like we have unlimited contracts, so to speak. If we think, if you are producing content, where it's like, oh, this shit's pretty fucking good, like the door's open. This is just one specific way to get in, but you know, there's like, you look around this place, like YP and other guys just looking around, Robbie Fox. There's guys who've done, you know, just stuck with it. And I mean, Robbie Fox being an example,
he's the only one who got it this way.
9 million emails that got ignored till he did something. It's like, all right, what's going on here? So, yeah, this is just like, if you want it that bad and you're convinced you have the talent, this is just like one roadblock. But that's
what would you recommend in terms of
make videos and keep putting them out there. Tweet them at me. Tweet them at the people here. If they're good, we'll notice.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks a lot.
Good luck.
Thanks for coming out.
Good luck, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're always looking for talent. I'm always looking for bloggers. If you have content that you want to send in, if you have blogs, videos, you can tweet anyone here. You can send them to tips at Barstool Sports. You can hit me at kmarco at Barstool Sports. Send your blogs to Nate at Barstool Sports. And we'll only have one winner here, but we're always looking for talent. Caleb, we're not going to send him to you.
What's the question?
What's next for me? Well, I'm going back to Budapest in July, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, I'm just going to keep traveling, keep making videos, keep writing. Through this process, I've sort of found my feet as a writer, and like I know what I'm good at. I'm a poet, and I'm excited just to do that. Like that's the one thing. What I wanted to do is I wanted to bring a serious side of things to Barstool. Not that I don't think that Barstool has that, but I think it's a good platform for more serious artistic talents and creative types such as myself. But I guess my humor didn't really shine through. So anyway, long story short, I'm just gonna go see what I can do elsewise.
Ready for our next contestant, Chloe LaBranche. She's a woman. That's great. She's a stand-up comedian, one of Caroline's breakout artists of 2016, and is friends with Francis. So, Chloe.
With Francis.
I'm actually on a soccer team. I play on a soccer team. It's our team. It's in a regular league, but our team's only comedians.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Can you head stuff? Can you just head like maybe a water bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just do it sitting. Why not?
Okay, here we go.
It's gonna look so awkward.
It's gonna look good.
I don't think I need the microphone, right, dude?
You
There
could
go.
might, but just make sure you don't bump
I
your
got
your head.
Oh.
Go.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, what's up, everyone?
Very comedian voice.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes after I go on Bumble dates, I go to rehab the next day. Yeah, I went on this date with this guy, and I thought he really liked me, and I thought maybe we were gonna have sex, and I was trying to keep it really cool, and then we went back to his apartment, and I had been drinking on the date, and you know when you're drinking, and then all of a sudden that light switch goes off after 10 drinks, and you're just like blacked out, you know? No, this guy, no. Okay, this guy, no. Anyways, so all of a sudden I'm like pretty fucked up, and he looks me in the eye and he's like, hey, Chloe, you seem a little bit too drunk. Maybe you should go home. And I was like, buddy, I'm never leaving. I'm your dad now, and Daddy is home. He was like, holy shit. And so I was like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do? Like, I need to buy myself some time. So I'm like, okay, think about this. What's the longest movie I know? Heat, 1995. Al Pacino put it on, right? So he puts Heat on. And, I'm buying myself some time. Heat's on. I pass out, wake up, get butt naked, run around the apartment. Heat's still on. Pass out again, wake up, throw up. Heat's still on. I slept over, and the next morning I woke up, and his back was towards me. And if it's the beginning of a relationship and a dude's back is towards you, like, and they're like playing dead, not a good sign. So I'm like, this is over, but Heat's still on. All right. So that ended. I have an ex-boyfriend, thanks, and I texted him the other day. I said, I'm great. If you ever text someone that you're great and they didn't ask, you're probably not great. So he didn't answer, and I texted him again. And a couple hours later, I said, hey, I don't know if you got this from my last text, but I'm not great. Kind of having a panic attack. He texts me back 3 fucking days later. He texts me back, and he goes, don't have a panic attack, Chloe. I'm always here. 3 days later. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. That's like if your car breaks down and you text someone, you're like, hey, my car broke down, can I have a ride? And 3 days later, they fucking text you and they're like, sure, where do you want me to pick you up? It's like, no, it's been 3 days. Like, I had to walk 5 miles in the rain and I had to blow a truck driver. Like, I'm not great, but I figured it out. Yeah, so I don't think I have like a drinking problem. I think I have more of a texting problem. I'm like a blackout texter. And my mom asked me, she was like, Chloe, why aren't you married? When I was your age, I was married. And I was just like, bitch, you didn't have a cell phone. Cell phones make it like so hard to date in technology. I was thinking about different couples throughout history, and if they had had cell phones, it just never would have worked. For example, you know Mary Todd Lincoln, she's insane. She would have been all like, Abe, what's new with this war, LOL, Abe. And he'd be like, what is it, Mary? And she'd be like, Abe, we never go out. He'd be like, fine, let's go to the theater.
All right, Kevin, what did you think of Chloe? Francis' friend.
I didn't quite, that whole like daddy's home didn't really like hit with me. I was kind of like lost there, and I felt, I don't know, I know that a lot of stand-up is often stories that are either exaggerated or maybe kind of made up altogether, but the blow in the truck driver and the heat was on, it felt a little like too kind of contrived to me, so sorry. I'm harsh right now.
Kevin is the main judge today.
Yeah, Chloe, I know you. I know your stand-up. I think this is a very difficult venue to perform stand-up in. I had to do this last year and I would say completely bombed. So it's tough as a stand-up. I would be interested to hear like what you would do at the company if you got a job here. If you could, do you have some thoughts about like?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings. I don't know. I think I could bring like a good female perspective to Barstool. I have 5 brothers, and they're always kind of like harassing me because I don't know enough about sports. But like, I'm doing my best, and I just like, it's just really important to try to impress boys by knowing about sports, I think, and I really want a boyfriend. So I think working at Barstool would really be helpful, and you could teach a lot of girls how to get boyfriends and how to be cool girlfriends.
That's maybe the worst answer of all time. We're being honest.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Wait, was that a joke, or was that?
No, I think that was serious.
Well, it's kind of a
that
joke,
was serious,
but my
right?
life is like that.
Half joke, half serious. That's actually
yeah.
good, but.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, I'm kind of kidding, but.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
No.
Yikes.
So I don't really know what to say because, you know, I know you're funny, but I don't feel like you're pitching for Barstool right now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I wanted to hear like what projects or content would you want to do? Do you write? Like, would you blog? Would you make videos? Like, what do you? I hate to keep digging, but like,
well,
we don't have anyone who just comes in here and just does like I do, stand up, like, and everyone fucking hates me for it. So I do it. I hold the interns hostage, but you know, I don't do that all day. I don't know. Do you have any like?
Yeah. I can blog. I wrote a feature film, so I'm a writer. And
what was the feature film?
It's called Slow Motion Suicide. I don't know if that's in the vibe here. Very on brand. So I just wrote a feature. I do sketches. I love playing sports. I'm on an all-comedian soccer league right now. Been getting a lot of headers. So.
All right. You know, I kind of want you to go first on this one. I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah, it's a no.
All right, then my vote doesn't matter. Yeah.
You just wanted not to have to face her.
Yeah. Well, I love Chloe. I know Chloe, but like, no.
He's right.
Respectfully,
it's okay.
What you've presented today, I don't know. I don't see how it connects, and I'm sorry about that.
We're not a stand-up shop.
Yeah.
He's the only one who does it, and it was strictly stand-up. So you could be the best stand-up. I said even before, I don't love stand-up, but we don't do a lot of stand-up. It's just different. So.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you so much. I actually didn't really think about it before it, but because I don't like to psych myself out, but maybe you should think about something like that, because I guess this is kind of like an interview. I'm going to LA tomorrow, and just for stand-up. Oh, I wrote a movie about suicide because they asked what I was writing, and like that didn't go over well either. So, I mean, maybe I'm just pretty off-brand, I would say, but it was a fun experience.
We're gonna move on. Our next contestant is Josh Kaplan. He has a British accent. That's his first point here.
Big.
He says of the Barstool guys, we are funny, unfunny, jacked, fat, good hair, bad hair, sharp dressers, terrible clothes horses.
It's a clothes horse.
Clothes horses? Is that
a
a
word?
British thing?
Isn't that somebody who just like wears clothes?
And he wants me to emphasize his British accent again. So Josh Kaplan with a British accent.
This is Erica. This is our CEO.
Hello, Erica. Thank you.
He's not even doing a joke. Yo, how was it meeting the CEO?
It was pretty wild. I don't think I'll forget that for a while.
How do you think it went?
I don't know, man. Yeah, so I'm Jewish.
That's crazy. When I hear British people are Jewish, it's like,
yeah.
It's like, what's going on?
What?
Like, what? What, dude?
What?
Like, I saw a church over there for Christianity, dude. What's up?
The United Kingdom, Great Britain, England.
So you're just talking while this is just playing.
There's other slides. The United Kingdom. America and the UK have had a beautiful relationship for about 300 years. We were the world's first superpower. You are the world's current superpower. Now I kind of see America as our annoying little brother that's better than us at everything other than providing healthcare. But I still think that there's something that America can learn from British people, and I think there's something that an American company like Barstool Sports can learn from a British man myself. Stuff like irony, sarcasm, good food, better teeth, all things that Americans can learn from British people. Okay, well. So, the world is full of famous British people. It's no surprise that they have made their mark on America. You've got everyone from
John Amici.
David Beckham to Winston Churchill. Idris Elba to power forwards for the Orlando Magic, John Amici. And I think that I can take a little bit from all of the famous British people you see there and bring that to this office. So, that brings us to me. I'm just a normal British guy. I grew up in a very mediocre white suburb. I went to a mediocre university. I graduated and moved to New York to follow my dream of doing content, writing, doing videos, whatever. I got a job with a company called Tab Media. We publish 2 websites, Babe.net and The Tab. I work across both brands.
What's the first one?
Babe.net. They're the ones that outed Aziz.
Babe.net?
Babe.net. It's like a women's content site.
Got it.
So I walk across both of them. I'm head of audience development and social. I also run our campus Instagram program, which annoyingly is not as successful as your guys's. And I also write, produce videos, and edit a bunch of stuff as well. So in the 2 years I've been there, I've written 400 stories. I've done about 7.8 million page views, 7.7, and about 200 million video views on videos that I've either produced, written, directed, starred in. There's a selection of the stuff I've written there, some serious. I went to Penn State and did a 3-month investigation about Tim Piazza when he died in a frat there. I also did a roundup of every time frat guys have used one of God's beautiful animals to down a beer from. I've done a real range of content. I do serious stories, I do funny stories, I blog, I do videos. Basically, I'm kind of an all-round content guy. Is there any questions about any of the articles you've seen on there?
What happened with the article you wrote about the frat kid who died? Like, what came of that?
So basically, it was like a long, horrible story where this kid Tim was being hazed and he fell down a flight of stairs and his brothers abandoned him for 12 hours. Mm-hmm. He bled out and they basically refused about 10 times to take him to the hospital. I became interested in it because frats are something that's so alien to me, and it was just a really interesting way to look at American society through the lens of this thing. So I went down to Penn State, I interviewed a brother that was there the night he died, and originally they were going to face manslaughter charges. I think that a lot of those have been dropped, so it's kind of like an ongoing thing that I still keep an eye on. But that's on the more serious end. I also do a lot of other funny stuff.
That sounds on the serious end.
So those are my written content, and then I also do video and social. So in the last year, I've grown one of our main Facebook pages from 0 likes to 1.3 million likes with no budget, no team other than a couple of staff writers in the office. I've also appeared on videos. I've been out. I reported on the 2016 election with some frat bros at Hofstra. I've done like sex toy review videos. I've done like all this sort of shit in the office, as well as running or helping to run our campus program. So we have, same way that you guys do Instagrams at different college campuses, I help them, I edit their videos, I give them content ideas, and I chat to them and keep an eye on that and stuff. So as for what I can bring to the table, I think, Barstool does what it does incredibly well, but I think that there is a whole other world of content and stories and opportunities that you guys could expand into. The UK has 65 million people. They have, they have the same things that we have here. They have colleges, they have crazy tabloid stories. They've got, everything going on. And I think if you had, someone to take a look at all those stories, like in the last few weeks, I've thought of so many stories that I would have loved to see a funny blog take on from Barstool. And you guys, occasionally do British things as they come in. But there's so much content out there and so many good stories. They have the same bullshit, the same like sex scandal teachers, the same everything. And maybe one day even Barstool UK, you could set up at different campuses there and do what you're doing just as well in another country. Anyway, that's kind of my pitch.
I think this is, the exact, basically what Francis was saying to the last contestant, like what can you actually do here? I think you put together a very thorough explanation of that. I don't know if we need to expand into the UK that you're talking about. I don't think we need to cover England.
I'd settle for like California.
Yeah, like we got. Let's focus on America first. But everything else sounded pretty impressive. Some of those numbers were good. The British accent, it plays. So thumbs up for me, man.
All right, that's one yes.
Yeah, I
Francis?
echo his sentiments exactly. Presuming you didn't fabricate those numbers, like what you've done is impressive and very in line with what we do here. And I think, especially for me, the investigative journalism thing was pretty cool. So it's a yes for me, yeah.
Why especially for you?
Why was that? Because it's something we don't do. We don't break a whole lot of
You're the only one
frat
who
death stories.
I'd like to stay out
I was
of
gonna
that
say,
arena if possible.
let's not do that. But
wouldn't it be nice for us to be like, this horrible thing happened?
it's just
and we're
you
the
and your
first
death,
ones?
dude. It's just you and your
I always
obsession with
post
death.
that shit after it's already been found out. I want to be the guy that finds the body.
Yeah, I'd
So you're
rather
through,
not.
Dave, your thoughts?
Yeah, my only question you're obviously in is you're pretty open, like I'm at the tab, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. This is like an audition for a different job, so.
I've been pretty open with the people I work with. I have been there a long time, and I felt like I've grown as much as I can within the confines, because it's a very small team. There's only 20, 30 people in the whole company. So yeah, I'm definitely looking to do something, and especially the fact that I think this sort of company much more in lines with the kind of content I want to be making.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, congrats, you made it through.
Would you give it a thumbs up?
I would give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I've been stressing out about it a lot. I thought I was going to shit myself going up there, but it was actually not as bad as I thought it was, and it was over quite quickly. So, all good. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty psyched that I got the thumbs up. So yeah, we'll take it from there. See what's good.
Moving on, next up, a little bit different kind of contestant. We've got Eddie Silver. He is a competitive esports guy, Overwatch specifically. Smitty, watch out for this guy. He wants to cover the Overwatch League for Barstool. I'm not sure what that is.
It's a competitive
It's a
sports
big one.
league.
We lost to them in that award show that we went to. Forgot about that.
No, we lost to.
Yeah, but we were also behind them in voting as well.
Oh.
And he has a podcast called
Double Loss.
We came in last place, yeah. So has a podcast called Best Losers. Eddie Silver.
The first portion of this interview, we've done it with everybody. Diet Coke time, my guy. Diet Cokes, Diet Cokes, Diet Cokes. Pass that down. And you have about 30 seconds to chug this.
On the clock right now?
23, 22, 21, 16, 15, 14, 13. 3, 2, 1.
We need another white guy here.
I think you do. Yeah, I'm definitely white.
Give one of these to Dave.
Okay, I'll give it to Dave. Give both of them to Dave?
No, just one, because
Just give one to Dave and one to KFC. Don't give anything to Francis.
Yeah, fuck Francis, right? You and Dave from Rhone.
What?
That's from Rhone.
No, we won't give them any free ads. Nice try, though.
So yeah, I want to bring esports to Barstool. No major media companies covering it at all. The streams do the last 2 weeks, the streams were doing 90,000 per stream on average. They're peaking around 150,000. This is the same demo that Barstool is. The average age is 18 to 30. There was an article written in November before the Overwatch League, which is that started in January. An article written in November saying that millennials are watching more esports than the NFL. That's like 4 to 1. So that's Barstool's demographic, esports demographic. I definitely think I can merge the two.
What would you do? Like, I think everyone I hear
We all know
esports
that.
all the time. Like,
Yeah.
esports. Smitty just plays video games all day.
Yeah, no, not like what
So
Smitty
what
does.
would you do? Like, I think we all, there's obviously something to esports.
Right.
So what would you do?
So just writing about the games itself, predictions for the games. You can bet on, like, I don't want to say the name, but there's a betting site you can bet on the game, individual games. There's odds, predictions for the games, the outcomes of the games.
Do you currently do that?
I don't right now, but
Why not?
because I was just doing it like for my own website.
But so you do it for your own website?
I was doing it. I haven't
Why?
been doing it.
Give up?
Yeah, I just been busy with like my real job, so life, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, so I have blogged, have done podcasts. I don't currently do the podcast I used to do, but we talked about music, sports, video games. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, chime in.
Uh-oh.
Do you have a Twitch stream right now?
Yeah, I don't stream like very
You don't
often.
stream, so you'd be covering.
Yeah. Right, covering. Yeah, not me. I'm not trying to take a game time or anything. Yeah.
No. What, this is kind of what, not necessarily we've been missing 100%, but something we aren't 100% familiar with the covering aspect.
Thanks, Smitty.
I'm saying Overwatch is an absolute huge market. And
yeah.
What do you mean, thanks? Like,
Thanks for the input.
Okay, you're welcome, Dave.
I think everybody knows kind of what you already said, that esports is big, it's growing, millennials, it's beating the NFL. I do think that we need someone to do what you're talking about, but all you really told me is that like you used to cover it, now you don't. You used to do a podcast, and now you don't. I don't know what that Diet Coke thing was. That kind of weirded me out. Nothing I saw says that like you are the guy who should be doing it. I think you're right that we should be. I didn't think you really showed why it should be you. So thumbs down for me.
One thumbs down. I need 2 thumbs up to get through.
So yeah, I think I would want to hear somebody who's much more active, it sounds like, currently in that community, whether it was...
I'm active in the community. I'm just not actively blogging. Like I'm in the Discords. I'm in the Twitch streams. You know, I'm talking.
Do you go to the like live arena?
Well, they're in LA, so no. But
do they not come to New York?
the finale's in. They sold Barclays out.
Okay. And how many of those things have you gone to?
Well, this is the first year. It's all been in LA, so 0.
All right. Forgive me for like being so.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to
I don't.
be-
No,
I'm
no.
trying to
I'm
be
saying
rude.
I don't know anything about that world. I would say yeah. Like I would hope for somebody who was a little more energetic
I'm
about.
very nervous.
All right. So you know what? I'm sorry. In light of that, I will say yes and pass this one to Dave.
Yeah, I'm probably 100% on Kevin's side with this, and this is like a very old, like, mindset that I have, which is the guys that we find success with are doing it not necessarily because they want a job here, because they love it and they're covering it. So I get like life gets in the way. I get it.
Because I was doing it for that,
but then you just stopped.
Well,
and it's
That's like, I mean, everybody starts and everybody does it for a while.
like the
and then they
hardest
say life
thing
gets
to
in
do,
the way.
like the most consistent thing is if someone's like, I'm doing this because I love it, and I don't care whether one person's looking at it or like a million, but this is like my passion, and I'm gonna do it. And so to me, it's just a huge red flag when someone like, well, I had a podcast and I stopped, and
well,
I
that
was
wasn't podcast wasn't because of me, but
okay, but
either way,
yeah,
the
okay, yeah, no, I
blog,
got you. Right.
and even if it wasn't because of you, then it's like, all right, whatever happened to it, I'll figure out a different way.
Right.
You know, that's just a giant red flag. That's almost why I cut Smitty off, because I think we all agree it's like, even though I don't know much about it, it's a big thing and
Right.
it would be good, but that is a no for me when it's like I was doing it and I stopped doing it.
All right. Unfortunately, Eddie, you didn't get through, but thank you for coming in.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Well, they liked the idea. They didn't like that I stopped writing so much, and I was real nervous. So I wasn't like high energy. Definitely red flag, Dave was saying. So yeah, 2 thumbs down. Francis gave me a thumbs up, but we'll try it again next year, I guess.
Next up, we've got Matt Cahill. Claims he was the reason for the downfall of Kevin Spacey.
Oh, wow.
His gambling nickname is Marty Mush. He gambles. That's cool. Bets Mexican baseball and cricket.
Yikes.
And he faked his way into doing comedy shows.
Why'd you say yikes? That's like
Matt Cahill.
too degenerate even for you.
Yeah.
Got onto a set with Kevin Spacey, and he ended up getting, you know what happened after that?
You made him molest those people?
I don't think I made him molest it, but I might have made it known.
You put it out there that Kevin Spacey was on his shit?
I believe I think I was the
You're a
most
rat.
to it. No rat. I was
Whistleblower?
No whistleblower.
So how did you make it known?
He asked me how I peel my bananas.
So you're just a different kind of blower.
Was that a sexual innuendo? He was hitting on you?
If it was, I think he wanted to peel my banana.
Really? So why don't you
You're
just...
uncircumcised?
Oh, yeah.
Best of luck.
What's up, guys? I'm Marty Mush. My whole life is a complete sham. I know you guys got into the Super Bowl media day, almost got into the dog show. A lot of my shit, I got into a little bit of rabbit hole. After college, I started creating fake resumes, throwing them out there, and one of them landed me on House of Cards. First day on set, I'm sitting there on a scene with Kevin Spacey. He walks right up to me and goes, "How do you peel your bananas?" I said, I puckered up so fast, what banana are you talking about there? And he went into such detail about it. You gotta do it from the bottom, there's no strings attached. It was fucking the weirdest thing, but to be honest, it's a fantastic idea. I didn't know you just didn't pull the top. I was basically my own man on the street saying, you gotta do it the Spacey way, you gotta do it from the bottom. And I thought it was a banana movement, I really got into it. Turns out a month later, he was touching little kids' rats. And I didn't know it was, the mush hits in different ways. I've been in the hole lately with gambling. It's really been, it's been a tough one. I've been in the mud. I've been in a little bit of cricket, a little bit of Mexican baseball. I may or may not have sold some shoes out of a garbage to some people. And one guy actually had a size 12 on his left foot and a size 12 on the right foot, which was a wild sell to him. And speaking of no audio, I watched your vlog yesterday, KFC, and I give you a lot of courage for sitting on the shitter with one cheek and a wipe around, because that is fantastic balance. It is wild. I got long phalanges here, so if I'm pooping and scooping, I don't want that happening. You can't come back from that. So I think I should be hired just because I get into some shit, literally, hopefully not pooping and scooping, and that's what I got.
All right. Before we go, and they probably would want the same answer. What would you do here?
Well, I would love to be part of the gambling. I could fake my way into anything.
Are you a real gambler, or
yeah,
what?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay,
I haven't slept in the past week.
Okay.
I'm up at night looking Mexican baseball. That's a pretty good name. I think they got it this time. Cricket's tough because I don't really know the score.
So, that's true.
It's tough. It's a really tough way to do it.
So where are you betting on that through?
Who am I betting to? Bookie.
You got a bookie who's taking action on cricket and Mexican baseball?
He takes anything I have because it's legit. The mush is tough. And
Okay.
I literally, allegedly was selling. I just found some shoes in the garbage and I was selling them to people. And I paid them off, so it worked out.
All right.
I'm a go-getter.
Kevin,
what do you think about Marty and Mush?
I don't. I mean, you're a weirdo, man. You're a weird dude. I feel like he could run with Rico's crew, right? I feel like.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Like I feel like it'd be like Slim Cooper, Fun Anthony, and Marty Mush would just like fit right in. But I don't know what you would do. Like, do you write? Do you do podcasts? Do you do music? Do you do? It's funny that you kind of like scam your way through life and you're a mush, but I don't know if you actually. What could you do here?
I do. I've been starting to blog because I've followed you, obviously, and I faked my own stand-up. I know it's another fake thing, but
What does that mean? You faked your own stand-up?
You know Dangerfield?
Yeah.
I kind of just walked in there and I said, yeah, I just flew in with my up, and like just very confident, and they let me up for the night, and I had a 10-minute stand up, and it went well, and I started going with stand up now.
So that's how easy it is, Francis.
Since I don't know, I'm gonna go thumbs up because I want to try to get this to down to Dave with the gambling angle here. I don't know about you, I'm not sure, so I'll pass it along here. Thumbs up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thumbs up from Kev. It's tricky. I don't know what's going on. You made me laugh very hard when you said, when you blamed Kevin Spacey's downfall on him teaching you how to peel a banana. And then you were like, the mush hits in different ways. Like it was your doing. To take credit
you
for
said
that
it's so
is
casual
insane.
too. It's so real. Yeah.
And I was like very surprised. I think you're unpredictably funny. But in the interest of giving this one to Dave too, I think the energy was a little low, so I'll say no to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, and you guys should vote on your own. I don't know if Gaz is in your head being like, I should have like an overrule.
No, but I want to know, like, you sound a little skeptical with his gambling. And
I don't know if
like
I
a bookie
believe
would
the
take-
gambling
yeah,
is a
yeah.
shtick or real.
Right. What's your vibe?
I got the Nationals today.
The what?
The Nationals minus 160 today.
All right, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's bad for you, but good.
Yeah.
Like that adds legitimacy to it. Yeah, listen. I think you're a weird brain. You're one of those things that like gets attracted to us, and we get attracted to you. There's a good chance you'll be one of those guys who scams your way through here.
If this works out, he will sit here and do absolutely
Right.
nothing
Well,
for 10
like,
years.
what are we doing with Marty Mush? He's just sitting there
100%.
doing nothing like everybody else.
Are you desperately poor? Like you're selling
I enjoy
trashed sneakers for
What
pay
else
off
is
gambling debt?
It was a big gambling debt. I've been in the mud for quite some time.
But yet, like a big gambling debt's not gonna get cured by selling whatever. You are like that's what I mean. You're like, but I think you'll be good for Idol Week, and Idol Week that's the point. Idol Week. Let's see what Marty Mush does out in the street by himself.
I can't imagine he does a single thing, but I want to see
it. It will be interesting.
Congrats.
Marty Mush.
All right.
Yeah.
It was definitely nerve-wracking up there. You see your favorite bloggers, favorite everything, and you're just pitching for your life for this company. And it made it nerve-wracking at the end. It came down to one vote, but it went well. I'll be back for Barstool Idol, and I'm excited, man. Can't wait to be here.
Right now, if you go to, lisa.com/idol, you can get $160 off. That is for today only. Tomorrow it's going to go down. Biggest discount they've ever offered. That's lisa.com/idol, and get $160 off your mattress. Moving on, next up, we have Rory Smith. He's a comedic actor and writer in sketches. He has an Instagram where he does impressions. We need an impressionist. He was assaulted by Denzel Washington in Equalizer 2 and was best newcomer at, I feel like we already had this, best newcomer at Manhattan Comedy Festival.
They just hand that out.
I guess a lot of people get that, yeah. All right, Rory Smith.
My advice, my best advice, and you just take it or leave it. I'd punch one of the guys.
Okay, yeah. Puma or Haymaker
Or you take fiber pills or not?
Fiber pills? You know, I used to like stand-up more too, and I don't know, I feel like the stand-up market.
Louis C.K. freaking killed it for me too, dude.
I'm
What
not
was
a
he
huge
thinking?
Louis C.K. fan, actually. I liked his show, but I wasn't big into his stand-up.
He liked the show. His penis.
Yes.
Dude, ask us a question.
Yeah. How do you guys? Where are you guys from?
Sounds like it's over. You gotta.
You're up, bro.
Yeah. So I'm Rory Smith. I'm a comedic actor. I've done a lot of improv comedy, some sketch comedy. Used to do stand-up. Kind of stopped. I bombed pretty hard, but and I kind of just stopped. I've since been up, but decided to not go down that path. But yeah, so I've been at the acting game for a while. Was able to get a scene with Denzel, which was sweet.
It's rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Please
can we
do.
roll that clip?
Sweet.
This movie isn't even out yet, so.
Yeah, July 28th.
Equalizer 2.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no shit.
Is this a
This
Pirated,
aired
it has
during
to
the
be
NBA
illegal, correct?
game, I think. What's that?
Oh, it's a commercial for it.
It's a trailer, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're in
You're
the trailer.
in the trailer.
I'm in the trailer, yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
pretty cool.
Yeah, if you can believe it.
Very cool.
I like Equalizer 1.
Hey, I'm the driver you called to take home your girlfriend. The credit card was invalid. Come in. Knocked on the wrong door tonight, Pops.
Closing a sale is a lot like closing abroad.
good salespeople get laid a lot. I get laid a lot. So naturally, I'm a good salesperson. My mission? Teach these kids how to get laid. That's why I flew in my old college buddy from LA. Clockwork.
And by the way, here's the stuff you asked me to bring.
Whoa, dude. What are you doing? I told you to wait till we get to my apartment.
Oh.
Please put that away.
Right. Sorry.
But yeah, so I make pretty funny Instagram videos. My Instagram's Yozy Dozy. Check it out. But here's my impression of a New England mother. Hey, get over here, you, Mr. Big Shot, going out into town. You better be wearing rubbers out there, okay? Because I heard a news story about these dating apps that you're on. There's a lot of diseases going around, okay? Some of these diseases you'll have for the rest of your life. Some of them make it so you won't have children, okay? So wrap it up. Understand me? All right, there's that. I wrote like a little emo song, 2-line song about a guy who wants a girl to like accept his body. Goes like this. Tell me my body looks good. Tell me my body looks like it should. Tell me my body looks great. Tell me my body is at least an 8. Tell me my body. Tell me my body. All right.
We're good. That's good. Let's go. Yeah, I think we get the drift of this guy.
Awesome.
Pop punk,
All right.
backup singer.
Yeah, he's like, and this guy's like a version of.
He's JB Francis.
Sure.
Which
Kevin, what'd you think of Rory?
I mean, I'm not in a movie with Denzel though. So
No,
True.
No, but
So-
you're probably in some movie we don't know about, like doing something weird.
The Denzel thing's pretty cool. I gotta be honest.
Very cool.
I think that is, vibes of Francis. I didn't like the impression. I didn't think that was good. But the song was, you got some quirky talent to you. I think you bring something different that we don't have here. I think it needs to be like maybe harnessed and like pointed in the right direction. Like I said, that impression wasn't that funny. But maybe if we took some of your talent and said like work with a guy like him who can kind of write some of these sketches, I think I could see him fitting in maybe in the Variety Hour or something. So thumbs up for me.
Do you write like sketches, or you said you do sketches? Do you write them?
I have, but I'm not like writing sketches all the time. Every once in a while, I'll write some stuff down.
Cool. When you're doing improv, where were you studying?
UCB I did for a while.
Did you get up to like advanced study and stuff like that?
Yeah, I got through to advanced.
Okay,
study.
cool.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting audition. Like it felt like an SNL type audition where you're just showing the different things.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see how I would use you in the Variety Hour. I think it's a yes for me. Yeah.
All right, well, you're through. I don't know what I would have voted. I was leaning slightly towards no, it doesn't matter. But that's just primarily because I hated your New England impression, Mother.
That was bad. That one, that's
and
a little.
I thought that thing stunk.
That was bad too.
But you may have gotten set up because it just came out of nowhere. The singing was interesting and actually reminded me of Francis, which was like, oh, maybe because it's hard to show what you can do in this environment.
Yeah.
It is.
But
it
doesn't matter what I think.
It's a little concerning that you picked that impression. Like, yeah.
That was a stinky impression.
That's A+. Like, I'm gonna do that for my one shot here at Barstool. That's a little weird. But that's why I'm saying I think someone else needs to like write it.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
someone else
Like,
needs
I
to point
think
you in
the
right
impression
direction.
could be funny if you'd written it better. No offense. Yeah.
So.
That is also like the most overplayed
Yeah.
impression of all impressions, like the masshole mother thing. But whatever, you made through. So
made it
we'll
through.
see what you got.
Congratulations.
Got the opportunity.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I thought it went well. My New England mother joke bombed. I mean, yeah, I'm not like great at stand-up, but I think I can do decent with characters, especially with Snapchat filters. So that didn't go well, but I think they liked the Denzel scene, and the emo song went over kind of well. So yeah, it just feels good to be moving on to the next round.
Allie Whitesner. She started Girls Who Like Sports in 2012. She says she's the former future Mrs. Aaron Hernandez, and she idolized Lisa Guerrero. Is that who you followed on?
Yikes.
That's Big Cat.
I was like 9, so.
Yikes. No.
Not a fan of Barstool.
Not a fan
Lisa
of me.
Guerrero. Not a fan of Dave. All right, Allie.
In particular.
I believe that this is a tough environment for a lot of people, but you seem like you've got that resolve. You seem like you've got that eye of the tiger where you're gonna just go and destroy shit out there.
This is a pump up. Yeah, just like Al Gore. That's what my inspiration for.
Hell yeah, you're just like Al Gore. You're about to figure out the environment and its complexities.
Yeah, I invented the internet. So.
Yeah, you did. You respect the world and all its wonders.
Exactly.
You should be Bush.
What would you do if you were in a prison camp?
Well, looks like you're up. Time to go get him. You ready for it?
Sure.
All right, I love it.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys recognize me from the Smoke Show account. I'm probably on there like every few weeks. That's probably why I'm here. But I'm actually a huge stoolie. I have been for a while. I've always kind of been like the weird sports girl. I don't think it was weird because I was like sports and happened to be a girl. I think it was kind of weird when I would like plaster shirtless pictures of like Marcus Camby or Wally Zerbiak in my locker, or like bedazzle my Lakers jerseys. So I think that's where it kind of got weird for me growing up. And I always kind of wanted to work in sports, but never really felt like there was like a place. I tried doing like serious sports analysis and it just wasn't for me. So it wasn't really until I kind of found Barstool that I felt like I found my people. So I started my own blog like 7 years ago called Girls Like Sports. I've been writing in it ever since. I wrote, like I said, with Aaron Hernandez, I wrote a full eulogy for him. I did think I was going to marry him for a good portion of my life, which was very awkward since probably 2013. I tried to bring like jersey dresses back for a while, which was a little weird in 2018. And most recently, I really tried to help people through the breakup of Danny and Olivia Culpa, which was very hard on us girls who like sports. So yeah, I've been sending my blogs in for a while, but like I don't have the best luck in life, which does sound weird because I'm a Patriots, Lakers, and Yankees fan. So like things usually have worked out for me, but
say that again. Patriots,
Lakers,
Yankees, Lakers.
Yeah,
fan.
in that order.
Whew.
So it's been rough to not only like be a girl who likes sports, but then like those are my teams, which whatever, they win all the time. I get it. But yeah, so those were some of my blogs that I've written. I've submitted them to you guys all the time, any email I could find, but I don't have the best luck. Like last year I watched this. My name's Allie Whitesner on Twitter. I'm Allie Whites, and there was a girl, Allie Weiss. So as I was watching last year, I was like, really? Like I had to be here this year. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here. I've been blogging for a while. That's kind of like my favorite thing to do, but yeah.
Who do you send the blogs to?
I've sent them to like the auditions email for a while. Any emails I could find.
Yeah, but not to any bloggers. Just
No.
like, got it.
I'm looking at your site now. How often do you post?
I took a break for a while, but like every few weeks.
Once every few weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been doing it for 7 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. That joke was funny. You opened up very funny. I like that. It was good self-awareness.
Thank you.
I hate the teams you root for
Yeah.
with burning passion.
Sorry.
I don't know if I don't think like the girls who like sports angle is the right way to go.
Yeah, I don't-
You know, like 7 years ago probably was. But I don't know. I think I really like that opening joke, to be honest, and the fact that you've been doing it for 7 years shows there's something there. So I'll give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up for Kevin. Francis?
I think to me, it sounds like you're a blogger. Like that was what you would want to do here is right. Am I wrong?
I think like initially, yeah, like that's something I've been doing, I'm comfortable with, but
Yeah.
I love to
So
do
for
other
me,
stuff.
I would want to read something you've
Yeah.
written, and I think this would be one where like it's cool that you're on our radar, but I can't make a passing judgment on you unless I've read something
Yeah.
that you've written.
Fair.
So what I would do is I would say no for now, and then I would read something you'd written, and then potentially, like now that you're on our radar, we could bring you back. That would be my thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm wildly impressed by how comfortable you are. I think
Really,
you're like
I'm like very nervous.
you are hiding it well. Your hands aren't shaking. Usually, you can tell like
Just
if people
leaning
come up
up,
or
yeah.
nervous. They have. I mean, you seem like right at home. It is to what Francis said. Like you want to write, and that the writing is either it's good or it's not.
Right.
I think you were very funny up there. I thought you were like actually the most captivating person up there and seemingly the most at home. So, but the question for you, I would have, like we're always looking for writers, kind of to what Francis said. If this idol thing is almost more like personality, which is writing too, but it's someone who's generally wants to be a little bit front-facing and on camera, which I think you can do. I don't know if that's what you want to do. So is that what you, like?
Yeah, I definitely just haven't like had the opportunity to try. I've done like podcasts before, but I haven't done like, you know, video stuff.
So,
I
mean,
would be open to it.
Then I would say yes. Like there's nothing you did here that would like dissuade me from that. It was more like if you're just in the writing, we'll take a look at the writing. And I think you're funny, but if you want to be part of like the show and the circus, you earned it right here.
I obviously can't read all the blogs right now, but just like the topics seem very, you know, like shit we would write about. And
all right, so yeah, come on back, definitely.
Allie, congrats.
Thank you.
Good job.
That was tough. It was tough being like a girl that goes up there, and I don't know how they felt about my like girls who like sports angle, but they said I seemed comfortable, which was like terrifying. I definitely was like ready to pee my pants, but it went well.
All right, 2 left. Second to last is Mike Montone. It says he's a former Marine. You're never former though, right?
No, we're always Marines, but not active.
All right, Chaps taught me that. He is a Marine, not active. Was in Romaldi, has a lazy right eye. Digital producer.
Cease and desist. This guy's just a mishmash of characters.
He does say his last point was he credits Barstool success to guys with fucked up eyes and Marines.
There you go.
So, somewhat true. Mike Montone.
All right, we good to go?
Yeah. Dude, you're in my seat.
Oh, shit.
Dude, you're in the middle. You guys are in the middle.
List as many puppet characters as you can. 10 seconds.
Fuck. If you said porn characters, I would have known, because those are the people I'm usually used to seeing with a fist up their ass. Puppets, I've, who are the ones from that little Chappelle skit where they were all doing heroin?
And that's time. That's time. That was a good job, though. You listed none.
Fuck.
So, my guy, how are you going to wow, dazzle, and bedazzle these judges?
Honestly, I was just going to go in, take my pants off, and take a dump on the floor.
Do it.
Why not, dude?
Bro, you got the juice, bro.
Why not, dog?
You're on steroids.
All right, how we doing?
Riggs is
Holy-
like,
Yo, you're done, bro. This,
Did
I don't know if this is, yeah.
Riggs doesn't feel so bad. Did I out Clancy too?
I mean, this is like,
one fucked
yeah,
up
bro.
eye.
Yeah, bro.
This is fun. All right. So do I introduce myself, or do I get grilled first, or what's the?
I think you got grilled.
What's the?
You
dizzy?
may have the job.
Holy cow, man. I mean, that is straight up Goonies. That's sloth.
His eyeball's nuts.
That's.
Dude, you guys wouldn't fucking everywhere I go, especially if it's like a Saturday morning or some shit, and when you would be hungover or have just gotten your ass kicked the night before, like delis to get a Taylor ham. The fucking guys was like, dude, what? Are you okay? Rough night last night?
Is that?
It's healthy, right?
Did something happen?
Yeah, there was an incident.
Is it super sad? Because if it is, lie.
No, well, it was semi-sad at the time, but I probably kind of half deserved it. It was 10th grade, and it was actually Halloween. We're walking off the field after fucking football practice, and there was this dude on the team. We're friends, so I have no problem saying his name. His name was Corey, and he was a senior, and I was a sophomore, and everybody used to fuck with this guy. A hard worker, kind of a Rudy, special teams, gonna go hustle guy, but not an all-star. And my best friend is walking up behind him. We're walking off the field, and he's just like, "Little boys, guard your assholes. Corey's on the prowl tonight." And Corey just had a fucking enough of it and whirs around with his helmet. And my best friend Dave steps out of the fucking way, and I was looking off in the other direction, and just whack, fuck. And yeah, there was a big ass flap hanging down, so
Holy
I
shit.
got stitched up on Halloween, and then I did play on Saturday though.
Attaboy. It may end up being the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
So to me though, this isn't
because
actually
now
a
he's
lazy.
caught our attention.
I wouldn't call this a lazy eye.
Well, it's not quite energized either.
Well said. Well said. Well said. This guy's
I
great.
mean, thumbs up.
Like a thumbs up.
I'm in. Hey, we're good. I'm good.
No, but yeah, I'd love to hear a little more about you though.
All right, yeah. So what I do is, I know you said I was a former Marine, and after I got back from Iraq, served in Okinawa, kind of trolled all over the Pacific, and then 2011 got out and moved promptly to my parents' basement, where I was doing jack shit for a summer, hanging out in Squam, Belmar, Point Pleasant, big Jersey Shore guy. And I got into radio. I do digital production for 1010 Wins now. I grew up around the industry. My old man's a morning drive reporter for 1010. And at this point now, I'm doing a whole bunch of shit. Manage the homepage, social media. I'm the second mic on a podcast we do once a week, all sorts of shit. But when I first started out, I was making about 20 an hour, no health insurance, no benefits, none of that. I'd just months before, been a company commander in the fucking Marine Corps, in charge of 100 dudes, doing awesome shit all the time. And now, I'm covering weekend night shifts, making 20 an hour, like fuck. And at Barstool Sports, Opie and Anthony, and Joe Rogan were like the only things that kept me smiling during those kind of shitty dark days. So I said, you know what? This shit is cool. I'm making content for work right now. It's not the content that I love, but it's content. But these guys are making this bet. Like, Anthony Cumia does most of his shit out of his fucking basement. Joe Rogan started in his house. You guys started up in Massachusetts, and now you're here. I was like, I want to do the same fucking thing. So I was like, all right, what do I do? I got a USB mic, plugged it in, and just started podcasting, started a Facebook page. It's kind of morphed into, just this year, I started doing a live stream. I get up about 4 o'clock in the morning. By the time the coffee's done, about 5 a.m., go live. I call it Sack Tap Live. It's a play off of my podcast, The Savage Sack Tap. And it's weird. It started out, it was just an experiment to see if I could get better on mic, on camera, all that good shit. And it's turned into, because I was like, fucking 4 or 5 a.m., who the fuck's up watching then? I can fuck up as much as I want. Fantastic. And it's turned into, it's kind of gotten like a cultish following where now if I miss an episode, I start getting inboxes from people to make sure I'm not like, in a basement with a ball gag in my mouth or some shit. So yeah, that's where we're at, and that's what I sent you guys.
Do you want to roll the clip on it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys already have
doing
it.
it.
Perfect.
Anyway, some Indian guy had a 6-inch shower head removed from his anus. I don't know why that made the fucking New York Post. Just going through and scrolling through my news feed, and I see the New York Post is covering some Indian guy fucking himself with a shower head, and he had to go to the hospital to get it removed.
I'm in, man. The eye is ridiculous. The way you roll with the story and the joke of it all is very funny. The one-man show is pretty impressive. It's not easy to sit there alone. I don't know how big it is, but the fact that you...
When I say modest, I mean incredibly
How long
modest.
you been doing it?
The live stream I started a few months ago. My work schedule got flipped upside down. So I used to do all my shit like at night after I finished up. I was doing night times, and then when they flipped me to...
How long have you been doing the podcast?
The podcast, probably like decently, like a year and a half. Before that, it was just, garbled shit. But it's got
Like a year and a half, like what, weekly?
About 2 a month, and then various other content things, like obviously the live streams.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're in, as far as I'm concerned. That eye really sealed the deal.
Yes, the eyes have it.
Yeah, I think aside from that, to me, I'm most confident about you so far of anyone we've seen actually. So, I think I read a little bit of your writing, and I actually really like it. I mean, this whole description of the dicks is pretty funny. So. That's your first paragraph. I think you can write. You've got a great voice for radio. I like your presence. I like your self-awareness. Absolutely, yes.
Awesome.
Yep, I would have been yes as well. We got a strong crew, and it's everything we kind of look for. You get the sense of humor, self-awareness, and you've been doing it without, I don't think, with this not being the goal to be staying here, just doing it because you got to do it, is what you said. So yeah, look forward to seeing what you do during the week.
Awesome.
Bring you
I
back.
appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
Thank you. It went well. Got past the panel. It was a lot of fun being up there too. I wasn't expecting the whole, because I've seen these on online before, and you just kind of see the panel. It was the whole peanut gallery. It was a lot of fun. It was an awesome experience.
All right, we got our last contestant for today, number 10, Dan Agness. He's a comedian and musician in New York City. He wrote and acted in video sketches like Bert the Broker and Youth Lacrosse, and he is from Long Island. Dan Agness.
What are you doing today?
Interviewing to get a job at Barstool.
Dude, why did you dress like that?
Like this? What do you mean?
Like for the like it's Barstool Idol.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like a t-shirt and pants.
Dude, do you think you can take a joke?
Yeah.
What about a purse from Saks?
Yep.
You think you could steal? You ever steal in your life?
Yeah.
Dude, you remind me of my aunt.
Why? Is she a good cook?
She's a bad dresser.
Oh.
You come from a wealthy family.
My dad did okay. What did your dad do?
My dad died when I was 2. He's a race car driver.
Oh, shit. Did you think about getting into...
He's a good driver. Whenever we go on road trips, Caleb drives.
Because I'm driving careful because I know what can happen.
Me, I'm reckless.
Like,
My father's still alive from race car driving.
So yeah, my name's Dan D. Agness. If any of my 5th grade classmates are here, it's actually not Dan DeFagness. I hated that nickname.
Keith
so
liked that one. Keith really liked that one.
So I tried to come up with a new nickname to kind of throw my 5th grade friends off the scent. But I was in 5th grade, so I was like, all right, my first name's Dan. First initial on my last name's D. So from now on, I want you guys to call me Dan D, because I'm just Dan D. And they were like, okay, sure, we'll call you that. Good luck having sex, ever. So then inevitably we'd be out in the schoolyard trying to talk to girls, and I'd be hanging out with my friends with cool nicknames. They'd be like, that's Big Mike, that's Scooter, and that's Dandy DeFagness, tap dancing over there. I work in a crappy, cramped little cubicle now, or as I like to call it, my man cage. And what's the deal with people who take loud personal calls in the cubicle area? Are we really not going to listen in on those? My coworker got mad at me because she caught me Googling a prescription I heard her call into the pharmacy. A cream. I was like, listen, Debbie, for the safety of the office, I had to look that up, okay? I heard you say you had a rash, and according to WebMD, it's spreading. I'm sorry. Can you take your fingers off the cube, please? What else? You guys think you should be honest on first dates? What do we think? Do it? Yeah, I feel like they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out anyway. But I go on some of these dates with like serial daters that have a lot of these like gotcha type questions. This one girl asked me, she was like, I read a poll that single guys in New York City wash their sheets once a month. What do you think about that, Dan? And I was like, seems generous. Who are they pulling? Single guys in the military? These single guys that still live with their parents?
Why'd you point to me?
Once a month. Sorry. Do you live with your parents?
No.
Okay.
You look right at me.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I could tell from a question like that like the day was going nowhere, so I just kind of doubled down on the honesty thing. And I was like, listen, I'll shoot you straight. I haven't washed my sheets since I moved into my apartment 2 years ago. And even then, I technically didn't wash them. I just used the sheets from the guy that was there before. Crazy thing is, next morning she turned over and she's like, your sheets smell awful, but your honesty was really refreshing. So that's all the stand-up jokes I'm going to do now. Now I'm going to pitch you guys some ideas. Yep. So yeah, I've been a sketch and stand-up comedian in New York. I've done some comedic characters that I'd love to bring to Barstool. When it comes to like growing an audience and keeping an audience, I've seen sort of the most stickiness with the characters that I have. Point being, like when big sports events happen, people think like, what is this character going to say about it? And I'd love for Barstool to be another place where they're like, oh my God, I wonder what he's saying about it. Let's go check that out. I'm also in I'm in 2 bands. I'm in one band you may have heard of. It's a Tom Petty cover band called the Petty Thieves. No.
Were people really gonna know that?
No.
Okay.
It's a shitty Tom Petty band. But yeah, I think the music. I don't think I even need this.
You need these.
For the
Do I get
audience.
to use it? Oh, okay. Yeah, so for the music stuff, I think it would be awesome to have like a yearly event, like a Barstool Battle of the Bands. I do one every year with my Tom Petty cover band, And it sounds corny, but it's the most exciting thing. People love it. You give out awards. I think it could really fit with Barstool. The other thing is I think there should be something called like Barstool covers. I think the way like the millennials like connect with new artists is hearing them do a cover, hearing them do like a Bruce cover, hearing them do a Billy Joel cover. And I think that artists should come in here when they're like promoting an album, do a great cover, and then you put that up on YouTube. And you also, like, I should have a Spotify playlist on my phone that's just Barstool covers. You just play that at a tailgate or whatever. Lastly, this one's a little weird, but, or maybe it's not. I'm like a comedian, but I'm also kind of a musician. I think it's kind of a new thing that people do one thing, but they also want you to know that they do another thing. And I feel like a lot of athletes are like that. So I'd love to do something called like Beyond the Ball, where we show off athletes who have other talents, whether it's music, art, fashion. And those are my pitches.
Cool. All right. What do you think of Dan, last contestant?
I thought both the stand-up and the ideas were like, okay. There was some moments where I laughed, some moments where I didn't like it. Same thing with the ideas. It just kind of feels, I mean, as we get bigger and as we go along here, the bar just keeps getting raised higher and higher and higher. So I kind of just thought to myself, like, is he making the cut for a guy like Francis or some of the really talented people we've been bringing in? And it just didn't jump out at me, really. So I'm going to go thumbs down.
Thumbs down from Kevin.
Dan, I mean, I've seen your work, Bert the Broker.
That's old school. That's like
that.
09-ish, probably, right? That's like when we first started Barstool, New York, right?
Yeah. But don't you also work with the Jersey Sports Fan?
Yeah.
So you wrote a bunch of those sketches.
Yeah. So the comedy team that
Should've done that.
Bert the Broker with was also the same team that did the Jersey Sports Fan, which is kind of what I was referring to. And like I think you used to reach out to us back in the day.
Yeah. That's awesome. Why didn't you talk about that? That guy's like, I mean, Stoolies love him.
Yeah, I love Basil. Where's Basil? He's my childhood friend. We were best friends when I was 3 years old. Yeah.
Did you write that, or?
I like helped with the filming of those. Most of those were like improv, where we just like get a New York Post and just drive around. And he would just say funny lines.
Right.
Kind of how the Bert the Broker thing was, which was great. Which is what I was referring to in. Oh, sorry. What I was referring to in the kind of the recurring characters thing was like the Jersey Sports Fan, but I didn't say it by name because I was nervous. Forgot about that most important thing.
Does that influence your vote, Kevin?
Well, I mean, if you told me that like you wrote that character or something, it sounds like that was really more Basil just doing his thing. So, but I don't know. Being a part of that is, I don't know. No, keep going, Francis.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen very legitimate sketch work. I know you have a YouTube presence. You had a video that did 10 million views, right?
Yes.
Which is bananas, and we're trying to like build up our YouTube presence a little bit now, right? Isn't that a thing we're focusing on? And I think
what video is that?
It's a video about when I farted in front of my girlfriend for the first time.
I think I've seen that.
It's called Breaking the Barrier.
It's Breaking the Barrier. Crushed.
Also something that I should have said. Just
you didn't pitch your best. You didn't put your best foot forward here.
Yeah, but it's okay. Like, I mean, I'm familiar with your work, so like I know that you do have a very strong ability to connect with people with your characters, that your comedic acting is good. You've submitted work to me before. To me, it's an absolute yes, but only because I know what you've done and I've seen it. I thought that this today was not the best, and maybe it's nerves, but it's a yes for me.
Deciding vote from
Yeah, tough one, because based on what I saw, it was going to be a no. I still don't. I'm deciding in my head as we speak. I mean, it's you're running into a little bit in a weird way of the like the voice problem when you go at the end. Like you're the last person, and a lot of people have been through. So it's like, what are we going to put everybody through? And in terms of just the audition or what we saw here, the others that we put through, I thought stood out more. I would put this in the category of, if you really want to work here and you have all this other stuff, it's what I've said before, like this isn't the only way in. This is the way to do the Idol week and perform and do things. I don't think you earned that spot today, like based on what you did here. Francis saying you do great skits, and I see them. like, all right, well, let's talk to him. Maybe he wants to do it that way. For the Idol week, I'd say no. If there's like stuff that's out, like I don't know who Bert the Broker is, so maybe we watch it and I know who Jersey Sports Guy is. I think I saw the fart video. For this, I'd say no, just based on the fact we already put six people through. So we're putting a lot of people through, and I thought those people earned it more, but sounds like you have a whole back catalog that maybe we got to become aware of if this is like something you're really interested in.
All right. So that's a no for Idol. Thanks for coming in.
But not no to Barstool necessarily.
I didn't make it through. I'm bummed. My pitch was really weak. Some of my stand-up jokes hit, but some didn't. So yeah, I wish I could do it all over again and have a better content pitch because I feel like I would be a good fit. So yeah, I'm bummed. I thought maybe Presidente was going to sort of swing my way at the last minute, but he didn't. So that hurt.
That's a wrap for week 1 of Barstool Idol. Reminder to go to lisa.com/idol for $160 off. Today only. Tomorrow it's going down. So $160 off at lisa.com/idol. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back next week, I think, Brett, with 11. We're going to do 3 weeks total. Next week we have 11 contestants. So we'll see you then.